If you are in a moment where you feel really overwhelmed, you don't know where to start, you're feeling everything is on top of you, you feel like you've got too much to do and no idea where to start, this episode is for you. It's a quick one for two reasons. One, because when you're overwhelmed, you don't want to be listening to lots and lots of stuff. But two, I've got to do the school run soon. But this episode, I want you to save. And for any of those moments, I want you to think, oh, that episode Claire was telling me about being overwhelmed. I'm going to go and listen to that now. Okay. So this is one to save for later. If you are new around here, my name is Claire Hill. I am a self-belief and business coach, and I am the host of No Rest for the Vivid Business podcast. I'm also the founder of the Vivid Business Club, and I coach amazing warrior spirited business owners, as well as I am a teacher. So there's loads of courses there for you that you can dive into and binge and get so much value from. So that's me in a nutshell. Um, I'm here to support you to recognize that when you are feeling overwhelmed, even though your doubt and part of you is saying that you need to do more to overcome that overwhelm, it is not going to help. When you're feeling overwhelmed, you are already at capacity. So why, when we feel overwhelmed, do we tend to find ways that we can do more to minimize that overwhelm? It just doesn't make any sense. Now, whether that is to do with society and how we are programmed, I don't know, or which I think it's more likely to be, it's probably your doubt. You have probably set yourself up in a situation where things are going really well and there's a little bit of self-sabotage and you've gone, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this busy work. You said yes to too many things. You're taking on too much and not allowing other people to help you, and you're not asking for help. And then you're sitting there going, I have so much on my frigging plate. I am stretched. And so to combat that, I'm going to stay up all night. I'm going to get up early. I'm going to forget my exercise. I'm going to forget eating healthy. I'm just going to get on. No. Usually, if you're feeling overwhelmed, there are good things that are coming. And it's a way for us to avoid the good things and the magic because that's unfamiliar. And our doubt wants us to stay in this horrible bit where everything feels too much. I used to get myself really overwhelmed because I was so used to chaos and having drama around me that I would create it for myself if it wasn't showing up in my life. Please, if you haven't already, go and read The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. And I also got an episode with him, which is episode 200 and something. It's on my homepage at the bottom. Go and listen to that. I just love Gay Hendricks, and how he talks about self-sabotage is so refreshing, but so life-changing. Like, that book completely changed my life. But I want this episode for you to understand where you're at and why you're there. But I also want to be able to guide you through a little process of allowing you to get a little bit more control back into your mindset and your capacity so we can reduce the overwhelm. Okay? So in the next, literally 5 minutes, we're going to achieve this. I'm going to ask you to pause the podcast though. So absolutely, if you're listening to this and you're like, oh, I don't feel overwhelmed right now, no worries, because you're going to have the tools. Or you can be like, do you know what, I'm just going to save that, come back to it another time. So that's fine too. If you are like, do you know what, I've put on your podcast, I'm working as I listen to it. Maybe you're doing something else as you're listening to this. Walking is okay, like dog walking. But if you are actually working, or you're putting the kettle on, or you're doing the washing up, or you're doing the cleaning, no. I know there's always a way for habit stacking, but not right now. Okay. So first up, if you haven't already, I want you to go and get a notepad and a pen and find a really comfortable place to sit. Even better if you make yourself a cup or a coffee. I want you to pause the podcast right now, go and get that stuff, then come back to the podcast, or YouTube or whatever. Come back to it. Okay. Off you go. And by the miracle of technology, I'm back. Okay, here we go. This is the next bit. I want you to get that pen and paper. And for the next couple of minutes, you can put a timer on if you will, but I think a timer is too restrictive. I just want you to write down everything that you think you need to do. I'm going to rephrase that actually. I want you to write down everything currently you feel like you should do. And then we're going to reframe that because really, these are the things that you could do. We don't say should around here. So pause the podcast again. And then when you come back to it, I want you to have written down everything. Completely empty your brain. Now, sorry. No, don't pause it yet. Have I said pause? I'm not sure. Sorry. If you're overwhelmed, you'll be like, this is not making me feel better. If you are used to the practice of brain dumping, you know what I'm asking you to do, but that doesn't matter. If you're listening to this and you're overwhelmed, you still need to brain dump. There's stuff in there that is clogging up that capacity. Let's shift it. So go and pause the podcast now and brain dump. I'm back. Now, when you look at that, everything that you need to do, look at how much of it you feel like you should because people are making you feel like that. Or actually you are telling the stories in your head of people, well, that person's not really going to like me if I don't do that. Or that person's going to be a bit pissed off with me if I don't do that. Or if I don't do that, it's not going to get done. I want you to pick out what these are. If you can, you pause it again if you need a highlighter, but get a highlighter and with one specific colour, I want you to highlight the stuff that is on that list because of people pleasing. Okay, off you go. Come back. Okay. Now with another pause again, go and get a few more highlighters. Come back. Now I want you to sit with that list with what's remaining and highlight the stuff that is linked to your big, brave dream. The big, brave dream that you have for your life, your business. What is on that list that has direct action? No, let me say that again. What on that list actually directly impacts that brave dream? And highlight that in another colour. Pause, mate. I'm back. Now what's left? All of the busy fucking shitty work. Look at all of it and really ask yourself whether you need to do it. Really ask yourself and balance it. If it's not going towards your brave dream and it's not down to people pleasing. Now, I mean, people pleasing is a whole separate thing, my love, right? I'm not saying that you don't have to do, you can forget those things. They are not a priority if they're down to people pleasing. But right now, I want you to just be aware of how much you're carrying because of people pleasing. And then that's going to be another episode. But when you look at the stuff that you could be doing towards your brave dream, and then you've all got all this shitty stuff that's busy work, that's cleaning the oven. That's bloody busy work. Pay someone to do that. All of that other stuff is distracting you from that big, brave dream. Really ask you, do you need to do that stuff? Okay. Now, pick out that big, brave dream. And I want you to pick one of the tasks that directly impacts that brave dream or your big goal. And I want you to choose one thing and I want you to put a timer on for 2 minutes and do 2 minutes of it. And then pause. Again. Come back. Now, how do you feel? What I've done there is guided you through a process of identifying what's overwhelming you, what is suffocating your capacity, where you are actually putting things on your list that is down to people pleasing and nothing else. I mean, obviously, there's going to be stuff on there that's like keeping children alive and pets, obviously. But also, you took action towards your brave dream. Your doubt doesn't like that. Your doubt is what is allowing you to break boundaries and get overwhelmed and put loads of stuff on your to-do list that doesn't matter. But you have managed, even though you felt overwhelmed, you have managed to do 2 minutes towards your brave dream and minimize all of that overwhelm. This is not about doing more to combat your overwhelm. It's about doing less, but well. You just got to pick the things that you need to focus on. I think there's another podcast episode coming about people pleasing, isn't it? If you listen to this and it works and you think, oh my God, I feel so much better now. Brilliant. If you listen to that and gone, that was really quick. I need to go through it again. That's because your doubt has stopped you from listening. Go back to the beginning of the episode, re-listen to it all, save this one, save it somewhere in like a resource, like notes in your phone, part of your rescue remedy, so you can be guided through a process to minimize that overwhelm as soon as it starts piping its little head up. All right. And I will come back to you with an episode in the future, in the next few weeks, all about people pleasing. Okay, my love. Hope that worked. Let me know. Send me a voice note. Take care of yourself. Do less. You are more than enough. Everything is happening exactly as it should. I promise. All right. Take care. See you soon, warrior. Thank you so much for listening to the No Rest for the Vivid podcast, written, produced and hosted by Claire Hill, and music has been composed by my brother, Phil Vick.